morning, buddy. How you doing, man? Another day, another day, another day of greatness to build the mind, the body, and the soul. I'm glad that you could join us. Today we're building strength on the upper body. We're going to touch about some biblical notions. There's a popular verses I want to touch on. Some from Nehemiah, some from Exodus, and some from Ezekiel. Today the word of the day is push, rise, steady. And with a push, rise, and steady, it's going to, as we progress through every set, right, we're gonna touch on one of these words. I'm gonna be starting off with my warm-ups. I usually like to, especially when it comes to like upper body, I like push-ups, right? Push-ups are really good for blood flow and really getting the mind straight. So today the goal is to hit, I can already do about 200 push-ups, right, in like less than 30 minutes. But today, if I can push past 200, that'll be great. Also, this whole week I have went crazy on my workouts, really pushing myself to go to limits of, you know what I mean? Before I used to do 150. Last week I pushed myself to 200. Who knows how much we can do today? But my muscles are pretty exhausted, and muscles don't really grow, right? Yes, it grows when you put pressure on it, but if you over exert it, like, you don't really see growth, right? Some people go to the gym 24/7 and don't really see progress. Is because the muscles are tired. So it's good to rest, right? So today's rest is not part of today's quote of the day, but rest is very important. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Sundays are my rest days. I don't do nothing on Sundays, so I'm looking forward to it. So join me in this 200 push-ups that we're gonna do. We're gonna do it to build momentum. We're gonna do it to build spirit, and then after that, we're gonna set our sets. Yeah, so let's get it. All right, so we have done our push-ups for the day, 230. Very proud of ourselves. Usually we can hit 200, right? And the whole point of today is being able to push past our limits, right? Which is the three words that we're using for the day: push, rise, steady. So for this set, we're gonna focus on push, right? What does push means, right? Pushing past our boundaries, pushing past our limitation, pushing past whatever limitation that we put ourselves in, making us from infinite to finite, right? The great philosopher Aristotle says, building the body, right, shapes not just the mind, but shapes the spirit. That's our limit. And the verse of the day is, blessed be the Lord, who is my rock, who shapes my hands for war and my fingers for battle. So we're gonna jump in, we're gonna do some bicep curls. Keep up with me, right? And just keep marinating in the word of the day, right? Again, we are building strength today. We are pushing past our capacity. Whatever limitations that we have put on ourselves, we are pushing past it. Whatever boundaries that we've let other people put us in, whatever notion that we've encapsulated and put ourselves in, today we're breaking that, right? And breaking is not easy. It is consistency, and this is why the gym is a great way to build strength, because it's the only place that the more that you keep being consistent, eventually something is going to show up. Eventually you're going to push past that wall that you put yourself in, right? It's a great saying, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And the whole point of today is pushing past our limit to gain strength. Raise your hand. Let's just really get it in. I'm going to try and keep a really good form, so keep up with me. Let's jump into the set. Okay, so about to start on this rep of the 65 of the bicep curls. Stick with me. This is gonna be another one that we're sticking for another 10. Ideally, it's a lighter weight, so I don't know how much I can do, but we're gonna push through it. But yeah, you know what I mean? Again, soak the word, the verse of the day in your spirit. You know what I mean? Psalm 144, verse 1. Blessed be the Lord, who is my rock, who builds my hands for war and my fingers for battle. Really thinking about the strength that we're trying to build today. And then the word of the day, push, rise, steady. But we're focusing on push right now for this set. So really soak that as well. Use that as a form of motivation. And even let's say you're not able to push it, don't be hard on yourself. Try again. Failure is not about failing. Failure teaches you something, right? Maybe you have a form of weakness. You make excuses. It's part of it. Let's push past it, right? Losing, just like winning, it's hard. Being a loser sucks. Being a winner sucks. But all of it comes from just understanding self. So we're going to jump into the next one. Don't leave me. Let's do it. Thank you for sticking with me. we're gonna get on this one. The next one, I'm probably gonna fast pass through it because again, I'm trying to catch up on my day, and this is my first set of the day, and I have, I think, 5 more to go, right? But again, we just control the days. We do what we can, and the things that we can, we kind of let it go. You can't control you losing your job. You can't control the weather. You can't control nothing, but what you control is how you react to this situation, how you reflect. On the last episode, we talked about reflection, we talked about repenting, and we talked about really being there for yourself, right? It's about really understanding the mind, the body, and the soul. These 3 principles, when mastered, you can do anything. So let's break and push past our boundaries, whatever limitation, by pushing by our weight. Let's get it. So now the second word of the day, right, is rise, like the phoenix, right, from our old self, right? The first word of the day challenged us. The verse of the day, Psalm 144, verse 1, also challenged us to push past our limits. So now you're looking at your own self. Your old self is dead and gone. So now we're rising from the ashes, right? So now also the verse for this set is Exodus 15, verse 4. And I love Exodus 15, verse 4, right? Because it goes, the Lord is my strength, my song, and has given me victory. Victory over self, victory over the past, victory over the enemy, right? Enemy of self, enemy of doubt, and just elevated you to the next level. As always, we start with the biggest set, and now we're doing curls, but now with this bar, and this is 100, right? I really like this because if you want to get some nice definition in your hands here, it really also helps really build the hands, right? I love it, and it also builds the back like crazy, trust me. So now we're gonna push into the next one by rising from the old self, right? Whatever limitation that we put ourselves. So we're gonna get it, we're gonna push ourselves, and let's get into it. We just pushed past our limit. We rose from the ashes. We really pushed ourselves. And we're rising to become this new man in the Lord, in spirit, mind, body. Because what? Remember the philosophy quote we used? What is not going to kill us? It's only making us stronger, right? And today we're building strength in the Lord. So we just did 7 for our first rep for this set. We're gonna push through it. We're gonna keep pushing, and ideally, hopefully I can do more than 7 again. But the first 2 reps, I like to do the heaviest one, and then I like to drop down so I can really get more momentum. Right? Some people say it's easier to do smaller weights so you can do more reps. Right? So I like to do heavier weights, drop it down so I can do lighter weights. But I like to challenge my muscles, right? We're rising from the ashes. We are a phoenix today, right? We are burning with hope. We are burning with joy. We are burning with strength because we are walking in the Lord. We are marinating our spirit in faith with the Lord. We are building our mind with philosophy, right? Idealism, core principles, and then we're building our physical body. So we're going to move on to the next one. So we are down to the last set, last verse. Last Bible verse of the day, last quote of the day, word of the day. And the verse of the day, the third verse of our set is Nehemiah 8 verse 10, which goes, do not grieve, because the joy of the Lord is in your strength. And this is a very interesting one, right? Because this also goes to our word of the day. Our third word of the day, the first one was push. The second one was rise. And now the third one is steadiness. And whatever we are now, whatever form that we've created, is not to be steady in it, to be consistent, to be frequent, and to be stabilized in it. To let the words and let the verses sink into your soul, plant into your soul, and bear fruit. Nehemiah 10 verse 8 says, do not grieve, because the joy of the Lord is in your strength. So the joy of development, the joy of self-betterment is all in the push, the risen, and now the stability. So now we're gonna push. So stick with me. Let's finish our last set. Say, guys, I think I've hit my capacity for the day.